Welcome to Paranormal Highway. There's always questions in life. We always have questions in life. We always ask ourselves that do aliens exist, right? Do little green men exist or gray men, black men, red men, orange men? I don't know. Any color you want the aliens be. Do they exist? That's the $1,000,000 question everybody always asks themselves. Do they exist? Well, if you believe in aliens, then I guess you got to ask yourself the second question. Do dead aliens exist? And not just exist, do we truly have evidence that the world has seen? That's always the question. So, during the intro, if you got to get some coffee, you got to get some popcorn, whatever you need, go get it. You come back, there's a poll up right now. 3 simple questions, right? One simple question. Do dead aliens exist? Yes, no, maybe. Maybe you're unsure. Maybe you don't know. And guys, we're not talking about aliens that crosses the border. We're talking about outer space aliens, okay? So don't get that stupid stuff. Well, yeah, they cross the border. No, I'm talking about dead aliens that cross the border of the skies, the space, cross, from another planet. That's the aliens we're talking about, all right? So get ready, because, man, we are about to take a ride. Take a ride on the Paranormal Highway. Before we get right into it, originally today's show was going to be, I was going to interview Tom Reed about his experience in Bookshire, however you want to pronounce it. I don't care. It's been postponed to next Monday. Life happens, right? So what's the next best topic right now in the UFO community? Dead aliens. It seemed like everybody is freaking out on dead aliens. It's like, forget the simple question of, do aliens even exist? Forget that. We all know they exist. Does dead aliens exist? This is all over. It's all over the news. Listen, here's a news story talking about the one in Mexico. It's all over the place. Let's listen to this.
It's in Mexico, pulling back the curtain on what they believe are aliens and put 2 of those corpses on display. Take a look. These small mummified specimens were unveiled at Mexico's first ever UFO hearing yesterday. Yeah, it looks like E.T. You're right. The alleged alien corpses were found in Peru. They're believed to be 700 to 1,800 years old. They only had 3 fingers and elongated heads. X-rays of the aliens were also shown, and experts say one of the bodies has eggs inside of it. Maybe we could have alien babies.
A lot going on in Peru.
Yeah.
Right. So is this real? Do people believe this?
I don't know.
As Leslie Lopez says, we want DNA.
Real quick, the reason I like playing some of these news clips, because you gotta understand, these people who do these news stories, right? They're not into UFOs or the Bigfoots or the unknown that we love to research. All of us love to research. These people are not into it. So I just love looking at their reaction just to see, do they, they already think people in the UFO community, Bigfoot community, the paranormal, community, they already think we're crazy. Let's be honest with ourselves. They already think we're crazy. I mean, it is what it is. But now, and they probably really think people are crazy if they're believing in everything that they show us, right? So I play these because I love seeing the expression of the outside world, I don't know, the skeptics, the non-believers, or whatever you want to call them.
DNA samples.
Yeah. And then we're eventually going to find out that aliens look nothing like we think they look.
No.
It look nothing like ET.
It looks like a stone carving. It really does.
It does.
What is that?
I don't know.
Hello, I'm Mark.
So Mexico, their big UFO conference. That was the big item. The dead aliens in those square boxes, right? Now, first of all, hold on. Let's back up for a second. Now, you do have to ask yourself the number one question first. Do you even believe in aliens? Do you believe, I'm talking about aliens from another world, not people across the borderline, which still doesn't make sense to me. Still, it truly does. I'm not going to get into a political battle here, but stepping over a piece of land considers you an alien to another country on the same planet that we all live on. Doesn't that sound weird? We got borders on planet Earth that if we step over another line, you're considered an illegal alien. Just so weird. One day, I'm never going to see it in my lifetime. I really hope one day that my kids, their kids, get to live in a world where there are no borders, where we are all truly one country. There is no illegal aliens from our own country. From outer space, go for it. You want to call them illegal aliens? Go for it. But first, to do that, we got to tear down our borders. Tear them down. We got to be neighbors. Got to love your neighbors, right? Love your neighbors. Literally, you got to love them. But first question you got to ask yourself, do you believe in aliens? Well, if the answer is yes, well, of course there's dead aliens. If there's alien life form, I'm sure that they got a clock just like us, that, they have an end game. I'm sure all living life has to die. So the first question is, if you believe in aliens, well, of course there's dead aliens. I mean, that's common sense. But the question is there dead aliens on Earth? And do we have them? I guess that'd be the second question. Is there dead aliens on Earth? I'm sure that if aliens have traveled here, which I do believe that we have been visited by aliens, and of course, it'd be no different than if we're traveling out in space, somebody can easily die in space. Somebody can easily, if you go to Mars or maybe go back to the moon, you could die on the moon. You could die on Mars. So if aliens have visited us, of course they could have died here. But the question is, do aliens, take their dead with them? Or do they send a scout ship, one person, to the planet Earth? So there's so many questions you can ask yourself, and it's so hard to, because we all truly don't know the answer, right? I would think that an alien life form from another planet have the technology to come here, which I do believe they do. Will they just send one alien here? Or wouldn't you think they send multiple? And if something happens, don't you think they would have picked them up? I mean, I don't know, right? Because there's stories that our government has aliens, dead aliens in their warehouses or wherever they have them. It's hard to know, right? Because we truly, truly don't know. So now, all friend of the channel, a lot of you, hold on a second. If aliens died on Earth, it was probably not natural causes. That's true. I'm not saying, I'm saying that an alien technically, in theory, can die of natural causes here. I mean, technically it could, and if they're dead here, of course, a plane could crash. We shot them down, or, they we don't know what kind of oxygen they breathe. We don't know what can kill them. So they could be here exploring, accidentally ate a Reese's Pieces, and a Reese's Pieces killed them. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. And I guess we'll never truly know. Now, here's a short video by our good friend Christina Gomez, a friend of the channel, which I'm trying to get her on my channel. And, I don't know if she will, but, I invited her to come on anytime she wants. And maybe one day she will. Maybe one day she'll say, I want to ride the Paranormal Highway with Eric. Come on, Christina Gomez, get in the car, sit down next to me. We'll take that drive together. We'll drive down the Paranormal Highway because we're here for the truth. And I thought she made a short video. I thought it was very interesting. So go with me on this.
Mexican UFO hearing on September 12th showed alien bodies, but is it real or a hoax? These mummies that were shown at the hearing are nothing new. They were originally found back in 2017.
So just real quick, these were found back in 2017. So for the record, these aren't brand new. I know some people think that there's, I mean, listen, if you're not into UFOs, you're not going to know they're from 2017. So there's going to be high percentages of people thinking this is the first time these are shown to the world, but they're not. They were originally found back in 2017. So Christina Gomez is absolutely 100% correct on this.
There were a handful of tests done on them, and there are two camps: those that believe it to be real and that they are non-human biologics, while another says that no.
Now she said there's always going to be two camps on everything. Shit, there are probably 3-4 camps on everything. You're gonna have your nayers, you're gonna have your yays. You can have something that's 100% proof, but the nayers are going to make up why it's not true. Or you got people saying, no, guys, I had people to say, hey, Eric, the media is just trying to tell you that is fake, but it's really real. It's just a government cover up. They don't want you to know that it's real. I can see that. That's true too. That they're going to make up scientists, they're gonna make up this just to make something that actually technically is true. Maybe the grave robber story is made up to say, hey, that's not real, and it is. I don't know. So there's so many camps, right? It's just like you watch shows like drug commercials or whatever, and there's like this doctor. They hired this doctor that recommended, I recommend this is going to be good for you. And like I said, you can find doctors are for something, doctors that are against something. There's always people out there that you're going to find that will be for something or against something. They're out there. It's easy. It's not hard. Scientists, not scientists, So let's keep going on this.
They are made with chicken bones and other animal products. But during this hearing, a naval surgeon did a whole presentation mentioning that he had done a handful of different tests, including a DNA analysis, CAT scans, and others. After an entire year of research, he found out that 70% of the DNA is of known origin, while 30% is unknown.
Okay. All right. So if you're just a common person, when you hear that 30% of unknown, oh my God. See, I knew that was a dead alien. A naval. I'm sorry. Will she say a naval what? Hold on a second. Hold on. My fault. Who's this naval guy? A naval surgeon, right? A naval surgeon. All right. Again, there's the claim. 70%, 30%. All right. Where's that paper? Show it to me. Show me the 30%. right? And is he the only one? Listen, I was in the military, but even I don't trust anything that comes out of the military. Was this 70-30% also analyzed from an independent company that has nothing to do with governments? Can we have more than one analyst that has access to that DNA? And here's a good question too. Statues don't have DNA. You know? So I do get sick of tired. I truly do. That's why I'm not a Grush fan. I get sick of tired. Secondhand information. Oh, this is what I heard. This is what I know. Give me, first of all, I don't care to listen to secondhand information. I want firsthand information. And if you're going to say DNA, I don't know, take that piece of DNA paper or something, show it on the screen. Let us analyze that paper. Let us see it. Just don't tell us. I'm tired of just telling us. 70-30, and he's a naval surgeon. Oh, that's automatically, we got to believe him. Oh, he's a pilot. We automatically got to believe the pilot. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying pilots are liars. They're good people. But, they're important. Shit. I think, you know what? Danny Stanton, you should come out and say you did. Hey, Danny, shit, you're important to us. Come out and say you did a DNA on it. Guess what? You don't have to answer and how you got the DNA. You can just say, I'm under this chapter. I'm not allowed to give my resources. What the hell? Why not? Right? Seems like everybody else is doing it. I mean, we're living in that kind of a crazy world that nothing that really matters anymore, and you're automatically covered by saying I take the fifth, or you know what I mean, or or I can't sign it because I signed this. It's like everything. Everybody signs something, so nobody really anymore has to come out with actual proof. You don't. Shit. I mean, shit. Goddamn. I should come out with the show tonight. I did my own DNA analyze test on it, and it's a true alien. And people ask me, "Well, Eric, can you show it to us?" Oh, I can't. I signed an agreement that I'm not allowed to show you where I got the stuff from. It's that easy, right? Remember the UFO hearing, not the Mexico one, the last one, where every time they're asking David Grush a question, I can't answer that. And there's the softball senators. Okay, you can't answer that. Okay, well then answer this. Everything. It really honestly drives me nuts. It truly drives me nuts. So the surgeon only works on belly buttons, naval surgeon. That's a good one. Why did they get a belly button surgeon to verify it? Yeah, let's verify that DNA test. Let's get an independent. And shit, ask me and let me pick an independent company, because I'm sure there's some independent companies that behind the scenes they work for these people. The specialization in Audis. Danny Stanton, you made comment and don't have DNA like sand or clay. Question: why would it take a year to figure out if the item was man-made or Earth-born? Freaky geek. I'm always sitting there of any kind of project there is, like any kind of project. I sit there and think about it. Like we got to build a plan on how to build a bridge. 3-4 years later, the plans are all done, and it's really like, why does everything take so long? Why does everything take years? I mean, you could go to the shit. You could go to ancestor.com and send in your DNA and get it in a month, or pay the extra money and get it expedited to a week, right? And if you're a professional DNA-ologist, I don't know, a DNA person, a company, I'm sure you got the best equipment in the goddamn world. I'm sure they can analyze the DNA in seconds. But why does everything takes a year? I mean, what? I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. It's gonna be like me saying, guys, I'm gonna make sunny side up eggs. I'm gonna make me the best sunny side up eggs. It's gonna take me a year. It's gonna take me a year because I gotta buy the pan. I gotta find the perfect butter oil, geek oil, whatever. I gotta find the perfect thing so I can make the most perfect sunny side up eggs. It's gonna take a year, but I will have the best eggs in the world. Right? It just really drives me crazy. They looked like some kind folk. Can't argue with the stick, right? It was a mutt. I suppose they couldn't identify the breed. Yeah, it takes about a year, huh? You know, Danny. It takes about a year for them to know that. It's amazing. The smartest people, or not the smartest people on earth, the people that have the most access to technology, still takes about a year. Interesting. We don't have some fairy animals on the planet. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. Yeah, I guess that makes sense why it takes a year. So was learning by the work. I know it takes years of learning to know what you're doing. Yep, takes years. I guess NASA are doing investigation. Will take 10 years and they will lose the results. Zerg UFO. It's always funny that every time I hear NASA is going to start looking into UFOs, they're going to start looking into it. What the fuck was NASA been doing the last fucking 100 years with satellites looking in the skies? Yes, I get we're studying the stars and galaxies and Milky Ways, but since they're looking in space, they're just now gonna decide to start looking for UFOs. So what was happening in the last 50 years with these cameras going just HD level? Do they see like if they're looking at galaxies, right? If they see this little UFO going, or like this, hold on, like this, a UFO like going. Hey, no, forget the UFO. We're not here to study that. We're here to study galaxies and the Milky Way. We got to get funding so we could do another year or two investigation on the things that we're seeing. Just such a weird world.
Year of research, he found out that 70% of the DNA is of known origin, while 30% is unknown. What do you think about these mummies? Well, you can watch the entire hearing analysis on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. And then let me go to the next video, and I'm kind of forgetting what the next one is even about. Oh. And we're here to talk about, different in history of dead aliens. I know there's a lot of stories of dead aliens. I can't fit everything in today's show. So let's talk about, there's been other dead aliens in the past that they try to pass one over on us, or I don't know. But here's another story about another dead alien.
Good afternoon. A photo has surfaced that a lot of people are claiming is proof.
I know this is older, but you got to remember this happened. Another photo was found. For dead guys, remember that one? Remember this story about the picture? If you've never seen it, well, perfect. You're on my channel today. That's fantastic. Let's take a look.
That the Roswell UFO incident was real. It's a picture of an alien-type creature, and they claim it was taken in 1947 in Roswell. Who better to check it out than our Roswell reporter, Cheyenne Cope. She hit the UFO museum to see what people there think. Cheyenne.
Well, Kim, the picture definitely has people talking at the UFO museum.
It has people talking at a UFO museum. So instead of letting multiple people analyze it, we're going to put it in a museum. to make money. Money, 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 money. Everything is about making money, right? What did she say? To be clear, I do actually believe that UFOs are real. We are just never going to get a straight answer from the government. Oh yeah, if you just got here, I believe in life out there. I believe we have been visited. So there's no convincing me on that. I know for myself that they're real. But just because I know that they're real, I'm not going to jump on every bandwagon that they think, oh, look, we got a dead alien. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of us here in the chat are open-minded. Every single one of you in the chat, we're all open-minded. And I feel that everybody's here in this chat as we speak are not going to fall for every little thing that they tell us that is real or not. You know what I mean? So
It's one of the first things you hear when you mention Roswell. Aliens. And people come from all over the country to see them.
I am a firm believer in aliens.
Well, this week, a never-before-seen...
now, there's a connection here. Why? There's a reason why I'm bringing this also up. There's a connection because, you know, Mexico, it's not the first time that Mexico had a conference that have said they have proof or they have something to show you about dead aliens. It's not the first time. Guys, this is not Mexico's first time on this. So just listen.
Well, this week, a never-before-seen picture was released that some people believe is more proof that a UFO did crash here back in 1947.
According to Kodak, yes, it is real. It hasn't been doctored. It hadn't been touched. It is from that time period.
All right. So first of all, he's saying that the data on that picture has not been messed with. And it has not been, it's from that time period. Kodak is telling him this. Not an independent company. You know, they should be sending this stuff to Ron of Cosmic Neighbors to evaluate the data. So if a corporation tells you something, you got to believe it, right? You got to believe it. Elon Musk never lies to us.
From the photographers that were in this area in 1947.
The photo was revealed at a conference in Mexico City on Tuesday.
Did you guys hear that? A conference in Mexico City brought this picture to the world. Wow. I guess if you have, guys, I guess if you have dead aliens around, if you have dead aliens in your backyard, I don't know, maybe buried next to your cat or dog, your guinea pig, you know, your horse, your cow, I don't know, whatever you have buried in your backyard. If you got a dead alien in your backyard, go to Mexico. Because I guess Mexico is going to show the world dead aliens. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that great? Now you know you haven't outsourced that Mexico. And guys, I love Mexico, first of all. If you've never been to Cabo Wabo, you should go. Now, Mexico. You know, they did it more than once. So, oh God. What is this? You know that is a dead Native American from a museum, don't you? Danny, listen, guys, breaking news right now. The Men in Black went to Danny's door. They went to Danny Stanton's door and said, Danny, that picture is a Native American. And they probably psychops brainwashed, because I know Danny wouldn't take money to say, I don't know, Danny, maybe you would take money. But the Men in Black had just visited Danny Stanton and told him that that's a Native American. So Danny gets trying to fool the world to say, guys, that's a fake alien. The Men in Black has visit Danny Stanton. Danny has been compromised. So everybody in the UFO community, Danny has been compromised. He's been visited by the Men in Black to tell us that that's a Native American. No, it's a plaque that says that you can't read. The Men in Black has visited the museum to put a plaque that says Native American. Man, these Men in Black, they're everywhere, man. They're changing. They're changing it because guys, we all know that that's a dead alien. Come on. We all know that's a dead alien. Come on. That's not fake. That's not fake. Look at that. It's kind of cute, isn't it? The shine head's a little shiny and stuff like that.
Day, someone claimed they found it in a box in an attic in Sedona, Arizona.
Isn't that great? You go in your attic, out of nowhere in your attic, you have a picture of a dead alien in your attic. Man, talk about hitting the jackpot, right? So if I was you guys, every one of you in the chat, go to your attics today. Go to your attics, crawl space. You never know. You might find a picture of a dead alien. And if you go to Mexico, they're going to show it for you.
Along with pictures of Clark Gable, Bing Crosby, and Dwight Eisenhower. While a lot of people are calling it just another hoax, it's definitely fueling the debate again over what's known as the Roswell UFO incident. Mark Briscoe is the executive director of the UFO Museum. He says he can't say for sure if the slide is real, but that if it is, it could be a big deal.
I guess, okay.
So the head person can't really say if it's real or not. Man. Damn. God. It must be nice to be that important to be a CEO or something or in charge of something and you don't even know if something's real or not. Oh, what the hell? I don't know if it's real or not, but let's just show it to the world. Let them figure it out. And we'll make a few dollars on the way.
It'd be a game changer. I mean, either you're a believer or you're not, or you're a skeptic.
So what did people...
That's no. That's kind of true right there. You know what I mean? In a way, the believers are believers and the skeptics are skeptics. I talk about just normal stuff. Believing in UFOs, that kind of stuff. Like I said it early in the show, we have been believers and there's always going to be skeptics. That's just the way it is. It's, that's just the world that we live in. Hey, it looks like we got a new subscriber to the channel, Annie Perry. Welcome to the community. Welcome, Annie. You're going to love this community. Everybody in this community is fantastic. And one thing you're going to learn, Annie, on this channel, that Danny Stanton is never wrong. Danny Stanton is never wrong. Just want to say. The Men in Black might try to make him think one way, but you can't brainwash Danny. Danny's a great guy. So, Annie, welcome to the channel. You're going to see we have the best community here. Everybody's friendly. And you know what? If you don't believe everything you're seeing, doesn't matter. We all cherish every single one. We cherish each other. And we all cherish each other's opinions. Right? Before we go forward, let me look at the voting so far. I want to see how the voting is. If you haven't voted yet, go in the poll, put in your vote. It's a simple question. Do dead aliens exist? 55% says yes, 21% says no, and 24% says maybe. And that's fair. That's fair. Because I believe that there have been dead aliens on this, but, have they been shown to us like they're telling us? I don't know.
People visiting the museum today think?
I'm skeptical.
Of course, it's a lot more fun to believe it could have been aliens. I can't say I believe one way or the other, but I'm definitely open-minded about it.
I think it would be...
That's a fair answer. He's open-minded about it. And you're supposed to be open-minded. Even if you believe in something at 100%, you still got to be open-minded that it could be fake or real. You got to be open-minded to listen to other people's data, maybe information that they have. You always got to be open-minded to almost everything, because things change, scientific technology changes, tools changes. You know, a lot of things change where a narrative of a story can change because of it, and you have to be willing to maybe not accept, you know what I mean? Like accept, you know, new information. You got to be open-minded to everything, because like I said, we could be wrong, we could be right. You just gotta, you can't be hardcore on every single item that you believe in and that you don't. You always gotta leave yourself a door to accept additional data information, even if it's good or bad. You have to.
Really like silly not to believe that there's something out there other than us.
Now, the museum director did also tell us that the slide will be down here in Roswell for the UFO Festival in July.
All right. Now, I have never went to that museum. Maybe some of you guys have in the chat. If you have, is it cool? Is it great? And guys, I do the best that I can to try to, you know, read everybody's in chats. I can't always, you know, do both. So if you're saying something important, if I'm missing it, I apologize. I just can't, you know, try to keep up with both. Wrong. Danny said that should be says something can't you hear, not read. Okay. That looks like a Martian from the movie Space Invaders. That's a good one. Yes, classified government agency uses the finest trophy case to display alien bodies. Right? You know what? I mean, in one way, right? In one way, if every alien, dead alien is real, and we're putting them in these boxes, I don't know, man. What does that tell us as a country? Right? We always say that it's a disgrace to not have a proper burial for a loved one, right? You know, a proper burial. You don't mess with graveyards. You don't mess with, you know, native land. You know, you don't mess with bodies and stuff. But here we are. If you have an alien, hey, we're gonna put a dead alien in a box. Go check it out. Go check it out. It's almost like we're heartless. We're a heartless country. No, we're a heartless world. You know, we don't care. We don't care. We're just going to put your dead body in the corpse and let everybody see it. Remember when everybody was paying Rick Dyer money because they thought he had a dead Bigfoot in a freezer? So it's just not the UFO community. Every community has one way to try to fake things. Now, the only thing is, now the paranormal is a little different, right? I mean, because technically you can't really fake the dead when they're already dead, right? I mean, technically ghosts and spirits are supposed to be already dead, so you can't really try to fake that. But oh well. Why the glass helmets? Roger Blair killed by country music. Oh yeah. Clark Gable was an actor. Can honestly believe a picture he's in. It's some sort of photo opportunity, right? Yeah. So let's move on to the hold on a second. Oh, my good friend Carla Webster. I love it when she's here. I love when my people from the UK is here. They're wonderful people. Once enough, I don't like country music. Some country's good. They will be on the shelves at Costco pretty soon. That's true, right? Buy your own dead alien in a box. Come to Costco. Buy a membership, and you can buy yourself a dead alien in a box. You can put it on your bookshelf, put it above your fireplace, you know, and shit. Go further than that. I'm sure pretty soon you'll be able to find a dead alien on Amazon, right? I'm sure Amazon, right? That's why bald-headed dipshit is going to fly to other worlds so they can, you know, they're gonna say, hey, can we have all your dead alien bodies? Because we're gonna take the dead aliens, we're gonna put them in boxes, and we're gonna sell it. We're gonna sell it on Amazon. We'll make a killing. We'll make a killing, right? So if aliens ate, hold on, if aliens ate real, he probably meant, so if aliens aren't real and these things in the box are real, I really hope that the other aliens don't see the video ever to see. Oh my God, Danny. Oh my God. You know what? Before the show, because I actually had to come up with an idea to have a show today around 6 a.m. when I find out that my guest couldn't come on. Right? To come on. And I was literally thinking to myself, if this stuff was real, what do aliens think of this? They must think we're heartless to show their dead bodies on TV. So, all right, it's ready for the next video. I'm going to have to adjust the blinds because I can see all this light coming in. Let's watch the next video.
Tomorrow, NASA set to release the findings of a heavily anticipated report on unidentified anomalous phenomena, also known as UAPs. Now, it comes as Mexico holds its first ever hearing on UFOs, with scientists putting on display what they claim are the remains of 2 extraterrestrials. News Nation's Joe Khalil joins us live.
There's a reason I'm showing this again. Hold on.
Joe, this is some big news.
Yeah, Kelly, we got big news on multiple fronts here globally on the UFO story. So let's start with NASA that you referenced off the top here. Tomorrow, the agency.
Okay, now I know that NASA has already had their conference, but just go with me on this video. There's a reason why I'm showing this, okay? Just go along with me.
Is going to be releasing its findings on UAPs. Because of significantly increased reports and sightings, last year NASA put together this team to study the phenomenon, figure out what's real, what we know, and what is still a mystery. And after almost
So if you remember that, NASA came out and they said, we got a new team, Arrow funding, got all this funding so they can investigate to find the truth about unidentified objects, dead aliens, doesn't matter. So they got this new group, Arrow, right? New group. That's what the whole conference was last year. Now, hold on.
full year, we are going to finally get that report tomorrow. Now, before that, we expect NASA officials, including the head of the agency, Administrator Bill Nelson, they will be briefing reporters on their finding as well. We are going to hopefully be there, be able to ask.
And of course, if you guys actually watch the NASA conference, there was nothing new, nothing at all. There was nothing. They said in that conference, it's like a whole year, new team. Wow. My God, everybody should be fired. And, maybe they should fucking hire me. Hold on.
Our questions. We spoke exclusively today to UFO researcher and filmmaker James Fox about.
Now, I want you guys to listen to this filmmaker. There's something that he says here I want you guys to listen to. So there's a reason why I'm showing this.
His expectations for NASA's upcoming report tomorrow. Here's what he told us.
Initially, my expectations were somewhat high because of the statements that Bill Nelson's been making ahead of.
Okay, everybody, when you hear conference, your expectations high, right? I mean, especially if you are a full hardcore ufologist, right? You always have high expectations with panels. For whatever, I don't have high expectations. I have low expectations. So if anything special comes out, fantastic. But I don't have my expectations here because I know that if you have it here, it's going to get crushed. But that's not why I'm pausing it here. I want you guys to hear this second, what's coming up.
NASA, he was making very compelling statements on the difficulty to explaining some of these unidentified aerial objects that defy physics as we understand it. He acknowledged the tic-tac. He said he'd met with the pilots and that they couldn't explain what that thing was or where it came.
Okay, beginning with the pilots, that's good. Looking into it, not a problem. That's good. That's that's why you have Arrow, right? That's why we're funding with our own tax dollars for this. So that part's good.
Came from. So then when I found out that they were not going to have access to the classified files, my expectations.
So new group of NASA, your Arrow. You can talk to people, great, but you can't have access to the classified information. No, excuse my language. Then what the fuck do we need a new group, new Arrow, if we can't? They can't even have access to the classified information. What are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? You gotta let people have. If Arrow's a recognized group with the government and stuff, you gotta let these people have access to everything to find the truth. Why do they not have access? I mean, what are we wasting our money for? Oh, hey! Oh my God, we got a lot of fantastic people that showed up. Let me see here. The Cryptid Huntress. Guys, I was on a Space Out Radio show last night with Jessica Jones, who does a show. Of course, she has her own channel, The Cryptid Huntress, and she also does Space Out Radio on the weekends. And I was her guest yesterday, and it's always fun. When you could go on a show and you feel like you're talking to your sister, your best friend, or whatever, like we known each other forever. It's a fun show. Alien Girl, love her. She is fantastic. If you guys haven't been in her channel, she's a great person. I'm a cosmic fan. What does she wrote here? If you think they have bodies, I don't think those Nazi mummies are real. Yeah, that's why we're talking. We know the mummies aren't real. Andy Gambino. What's today? God damn it, I'm forgetting what today is. Andy and Anthony did a show on Friday with a couple filmmakers, and they were explaining on how they can make fake bones like that. That was a really good episode of explanation on why it's not real. But regardless of that, it's just, how do you have groups and you don't have access to the classified information? I just don't get it. I honestly don't get it.
Lowered quite significantly.
So we're anticipating that. Meantime, there is this in Mexico this week. Congressional hearings focused on UAP sightings, much like we had in the U.S. Congress back in July. And this right here sort of stole the show. This is according to a prominent...
Remember, if you guys were here early in the show, this is the second time that Mexico have came out saying they have some kind of proof of aliens, right? Remember that original picture? You guys saw the video. That picture, that fake picture, that's a Native American that they had up in the UFO Museum in Roswell, was first shown to the world at a Mexico conference. So again, if you guys got a dead alien hanging around in your attic, basement, backyard, just go to Mexico. This is not the first time they've done this. This is not the first time. It doesn't get, I'm sorry, it doesn't get better than this. I mean, it truly doesn't get better than this, right? I mean, it's hold on a second. It's one thing for people on social media, YouTubers, to fake videos, right? To fake things. But it's a whole nother level when you got supposedly governments, even Mexico government, coming out knowing their stuff is fake. It's like we live in a plastic world, right? even governments are showing fake stuff that we known since 2017. It's just like it doesn't get better than this, you know. Hold on. This was an official government conference, and they aren't happy about it. I know, Andy, but seriously, it doesn't get better than this. That government saying the citizens are crazy, you know, they just want to believe, they want to add fake things, but here themselves are showing fake things. It's, I don't know, man. What kind of world are we living in now? Oh my God. It's a whole new level, Eric. I don't feel like it's a child's play anymore when they are having government hearings with fake bodies. That's my point. It's my point. It's just, it's crazy. The kind of world we're living in. It's like, I don't know. It's like, who do you trust anymore, right? Who do you trust anymore? Who do you trust anymore? You can't trust the government, you know, and half the stuff you see in videos and stuff aren't real. It's just like, man. And guys, again, this is not Mexico first time. This is their second time with dead aliens. We already showed the video of them showing that one picture is known Native American was first brought to our attention in Mexico. My God. Okay. Did he say anything else important? Hold on.
UFO journalist and researcher.
Let me see if these are else. I can't remember.
Non-human corpses, both at least 1,000 years old, discovered in Peru back in 2017 and then fossilized. Now, look, there is a lot of skepticism here about whether these are real, whether this is legitimate. We ourselves can't verify any of this, so we are skeptical about what we're seeing here in News Nation when it comes.
All right. Done with them. I have another video. I can't, man. Like I said, I made this show this morning because my original guest, Tom Reed, was going to talk about the Berkshire. Had to cancel until next Monday, so I had to scramble to get, because I still wanted to do a show today. So I admit a lot of the stuff was last minute, and there's a reason why I picked this one video, and I can't remember why. We're gonna have to figure that out together.
Should also state clearly for the record that in our research, AARO has found no credible evidence thus far of extraterrestrial activity, off-world technology, or objects that defy the known laws of physics.
All right. Okay. That's the reason. Now I remember why. Eric Scrambled Eggs. Hope it was Freaky Geek. Eric Scrambled Eggs. Hope it was good. If you guys don't know what Freaky Geek's talking about, if you just came to the channel, I said, how come everything takes a year to research? Years. So I said, it'd be like me saying, I'm going to make the best sunny side eggs, and it's going to take me a year to make the eggs. So that was a joke. That why does it take so long to do DNA, to do anything on something? Why does everything take years? When these people, these scientists, have the best technology around them, where I can send my DNA to freaking 321, whatever they're called, and get my results in a month, or if I pay an extra $2,000, I could get it expedited in a week. Why can I get DNA fast, but it takes everybody else about a year? Doesn't make sense. But here, I want to go back, because this is important. There's a reason why I'm showing this again.
I should also state clearly for the record that in our research, AARO has found no credible evidence thus far of extraterrestrial activity, off-world technology, or objects that defy the known laws of physics.
Now, people, honestly, now he's saying they have found none. How can you find anything when your organization is not even allowed to look at classified information? You saw the other video, when NASA had their conference and stuff. And Arrow's NASA. And the filmmaker even said they do not have access to classified information. Again, then what the fuck are they there for? It's like the government wants us to think that they're not hiding stuff from us, right? You know, they are being open to the world. It's like that's the image. But if that's the image, then why can't we find anything? Right? I just don't. I don't get it. I mean, I want to get it, but I just don't get it. All right. Let me see if they say anything else in this video. I think that was the main part that I wanted to show because this was old. I just wanted to show that when they are saying they can't find anything, they're not even allowed to look at everything. So why even waste our taxpayer money onto an organization that can't even look at all the files?
But earlier this week, a whistleblower blew that up.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah. We're definitely not alone. Absolutely, the data points empirically that we're not alone, yeah.
Do we have bodies? Do we have species of
Well, naturally, when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes...
I'm not going to replay David Cross because whatever you guys feel about David Cross is totally up to you. I'm just like, I'm up to the point in my life that I just don't want secondhand information. You know, it's the same old thing. Even when he was at the hearing, every time they ask him a question, he can't answer it because he's under this, he's under that. Everybody's under something. Everybody's under signature. Everybody, Arrow, the NASA organization can't even look at classified information. Nobody's allowed to say anything that, you know, it drives me crazy because now, again, I'm not saying that even if they read the classifying information, everything we want to know is all in there because classified information at the end of the day was written by a person. It was written by a man or a woman. And it doesn't mean all because they wrote something down on a piece of paper makes it real or not. They can exaggerate a story just like anybody. So again, all because they can have access to a classified information, that doesn't guarantee that everything they could read is true too. So just, you know, I got common sense, right? I got common sense. You know, you got to have common sense. You know, I mean, I'm not getting to the Bible stuff, but the Bible is also written by mostly men. You know, not every story is true. Stories do get exaggerated. They do. But it's just, you get to a point where they do the big conference. We got an Arrow group, which, hey, that's a great idea. If you got an Arrow group that's really if you're gonna have a department, we all talk about you need a department that really dives deep into the thing. You know, government photos, videos, civilian, whatever. And listen, I don't mind spending taxpayer money. I don't mind paying taxes to an organization that's supposed to help find us the answers. But if you're not going to give them access to everything, I want my money back. I want my tax-paying dollar back. You know, it's like a private an investigator on a murder. You know, you want that man to have every access to everything to find out who murdered that person. No, you know, not be lost. You want them to find the end game. But to do that, you got to give these people access. I mean, it really puts the government even a worse light. Like, we're not hiding anything. Well, yes, you are hiding everything because you don't even give departments access to it. If you're not afraid, then let us have access to it. I don't know. Okay. I got one more video. Now, this video is about 4 minutes long, and it's about probably the biggest story of dead aliens that has to deal with Roswell. Again, take it with a grain of salt. You don't have to believe. First of all, you don't have to believe that Roswell is even true. That's up to you. But there are stories about dead aliens. So since this show is about dead aliens today, let's check out the video.
Aliens? Now we're talking.
There were up to 5, 6, 7 bodies found at 3 locations, we believe.
So right now they said there were about 5 or 6 bodies, alien bodies, that was found in 3 different spots. Okay, so apparently there were 5 or 6. Guys, I wasn't born there. Okay, I wasn't born. I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm just we're talking about dead aliens today, all right? So we got to talk about everything.
It wasn't until just a few years ago that we found out that Mac Brazel, who found the original wreckage, also found bodies at a site just a few miles from the debris field.
And how do they know this? Tom and Don talked to witnesses and their daughters and brothers and grandchildren, all of whom described bizarrely similar things.
They were small, they had large heads for their size.
They had very large heads that were shaped larger on the top, and they kind of tapered down.
The heads were very much larger than the body. That was out of proportion for the size of the body, the head. The eyes were very deeply set back and set in. The amazing thing about the skulls that they were kind of flexible, that it wasn't, like a hard skull.
And Granddaddy said their heads were large, and the little suit that they had on was just, you couldn't, it was just like silk or something.
And humanoid looking, humanesque looking, but not like us.
Now, again, I'm not trying to be a skeptic on this. Now, yeah, they're all talking similar, but they have all heard the story from the same person telling them what he saw. Not saying he didn't see nothing or not. So, of course, their story is going to be mostly the same because, again, not saying I don't trust these people. None of them was there. Not one of them were there. They all heard this from somebody else. So, I want them to be real. I want it to be true, but I just got to put that out there. None of them were there. They're hearing this secondhand on what the bodies look like.
There are problems with witness testimony. Maybe they want to believe so badly that they don't realize they're stretching the truth. For Roswell in particular,
he is correct there. Now, this guy does sound like he wants to be a skeptic. But he is correct there that sometimes we believe so hard that we are willing to stretch the truth to believe in something that are not. He is right on that. But also, you could tell that this guy is a skeptic. I mean, you could tell. There are remote viewers who says there were 3 crashes with bodies. Yeah. And again, there are multiple reports that they are. So again, I'm just sharing because it's a dead body show. At the end of the day, it's going to be all totally up to you if you think they were actually dead bodies. Now, first question you got to ask yourself. Got to be honest with yourself. Do you believe in the Roswell UFO crash? That's the first question, right? And if that answer is yes, if you do believe a Roswell ship did crash, then there's got to be a body, right? So it's not a far stretch to say there's a dead body there, right? So if you're a believer in the crash, then there is a body. There is a body, right? Unless the UFO crash is remote control, a drone from another planet, I guess that could be a possibility. I guess that's a far stretch. I would think there'll be an alien form on it. So if you believe there really was a UFO crash, then yeah, there's got to be a body, right?
Huge problem as the 40 or 50 years that have elapsed. You don't even find it in UFO books from the 60s. And then all of a sudden, like a phoenix from the ashes, a Roswell evolves into this huge expanding mythology. And one of the signs that it is just an expanding mythology is the divergence of stories. Instead of the stories converging on what really happened, stories are diverging. Instead of one crash site, we have 6 different crash sites.
You know, I kind of hate this kind of argument that he does. I truly do. Listen, stories do get stretched. I'm not debating that stories could be stretched. But now, you have a museum. You got listen, first of all, more people reading about a piece of history, a piece of event is a great thing. And it's almost like, hold on a second, let me take this off. It's almost like the real story of the event, of the crash, gets watered down because the story gets more popular, right? It's like music, right? About bands, bands get punished when they sign with a big record deal, or, Green Day sold out, Metallica sold out, they sold out. Everybody sells out if they get popularity. So it's almost like they want to say an event is fake because it's really too big now. Now it's not like me and Joe, me and World Bigfoot Radio, we're talking about a story and stuff, and first of all, for a story to get fake or it takes a media to push out the story in the first place. So if there's going to be some blame, the blame is probably the news stories themselves and all that. Because if me and Bigfoot Radio just had our story, we said something to a media, shit, they could fucking change it and all that. The story's big, but and then the media takes my story and World Bigfoot Radio story. Sorry for bringing you into this conversation. What I'm trying to get at, if they took, say me and him had we had a sighting, they took it, they stretched it out. Well, the best thing to do, people, if you don't believe something might work, try to go to the source yourself. If you think maybe a media is stretching something out, try to go talk to Bigfoot Radio, talk to myself, go to the source. We'll if we're good people, which we both are, we are not going to continue with the stretch of a story. You got to trust the people you're watching too. You got to trust them. You got to trust your family. You got to trust your community. Hopefully the person that you do trust themselves kind of don't sell out themselves, and they, instead of helping the community, they actually become not an enemy of the community, a problem of the community by stretching things out. So what is this? The wrestler $1 Million Man always said, everyone has a price. What's yours? That is so true, Danny. That's the sad thing. Everybody has a price. And there's also people that want a shortcut to the top. Well, let's hear what else they say.
You take your pick. Which UFO author do you like? You pick his crash site.
It's claimed that this is a real alien autopsy and that the critter being cut up was recovered.
Let me tell you guys something. When I was a kid, when they showed that video, that was the biggest thing ever. I remember, oh my God, they're showing us that. Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. When that video came out when I was a kid, I was into 100%. But you know what? Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? And what I mean by that is I remember looking at that footage. I was always into the paranormal and Bigfoot more. And I believe in aliens and UFOs and stuff, but I wasn't I wasn't like fully into it. But God damn it, when I saw that video, my God, as a kid, I was into it. I wanted to research everything. I looked more into stories like Roswell, the Brookshire incidents, all these stories. It made me look. It made me want to find more out. And of course, we know this turned out to be, fake, but still, it got me into it. That's what matters the most. Exactly, Eric. It perks a child's interest. Yeah, and of course, and I know it did mine. And of course, you hope when the kid grows up like ourselves that we get enough common sense that now we're studying everything, that you are not believing in something just because you believe that one time as a kid. It's all right to believe in something and it turns out to be wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. People are allowed to have faith and beliefs in religion. So why can't someone have a belief in aliens or anything they want? At the end of the day, I've said that so many times on my channel, Ron, you said it perfectly. It's a belief system. It comes down to everything as a belief system, right? We have friends of the channel has come on my channel, on different channels, on Andy Gabino's channel, on Ron's channel, that have said, they have been taken up in a craft, right? We're not calling them liars. They believe they were. And at the end of the day, it's a belief system. Listen, I was on Cryptid Hunter's show last night on Space Out Radio talking about my encounter. At the end of the day, it's a faith if you believe my event or not. I don't have physical proof. I'm telling you what I experienced. At the end of the day, you don't have to believe what I've just told you. It's a belief. And I always say that it's best to try to, when you find a channel that you like, if you find a channel, try to learn as much as you can about the channel that you kind of like, right? It's just, because at the end of the day, it does come down to a belief system. Do you believe that person will tell you the truth or not? That's what it all comes down to. Nothing is 100% true unless it happens to you. My Bigfoot encounter is 100% true because I was there. I seen it. I know it. I heard it. I witnessed it. That story to me just doesn't be true. I don't expect that story to be 100% true to anybody else because you weren't there. And I get that. And I understand that. I have common sense. All because I believe in my own stuff, and or I believe that some videos that Danny put out that he heard sounds that Danny believes that he thinks it's a Bigfoot making that sound. I have faith and believe in Danny's telling me the truth. But can I say that 100%? No, because I'm not there in person. I'm watching it through videos just like anybody else. But at the end of the day, I trust Danny. Danny's probably sitting there right now like, Eric trusts me? Why? I believe good guys wear black. Because Chuck Norris says so. If fucking Chuck Norris says so, you don't fuck with Chuck Norris. God damn it, Chuck Norris should be our president. I love Chuck Norris.
An Englishman named Ray Santilli claimed he discovered this allegedly authentic, shocking footage from a military cameraman in Florida.
And there's a reason I'm showing this the end part of the guy the producer of this video, because there's something he said that I fucking love it. You guys will see what I'm talking about.
Recognizing its shock value, Ray was looking for a buyer. Enter Bob Kiviat, a longtime Los Angeles producer of paranormal programming.
When I started communicating with Ray Santilli's offices in England, it was very obvious that Ray had waited and hoped that someone like me with network TV experience with UFOs and aliens would contact him. As far as I was concerned, if he was claiming he had secured footage of the Roswell event, autopsies of the creature, it sounded so too good to be true.
More than a little intrigued, Bob Kiviat boarded a plane to England to see if this footage was worth all the hype.
Ray Santilli took out a tape, he popped it into a machine, and my mouth dropped open. Looked like a little female alien that was pregnant, because right away my mind's going wild with ideas about what this might be. Looked like a science fiction movie, literally. Then the scene unfolds, and the rest is history. I watched the entire autopsy of this creature, pretty much, that the public has since come to know as the alien autopsy, and with my mouth hanging open, I'm sure. I can't believe I even said a word. Maybe I said, unbelievable.
Of course, unbelievable. He knows it's going to make money. This is money in the bank. But hold on.
Maybe I said, incredible. It looked potentially authentic.
The magic word. It looked potentially real. I gotta rewind that part. I gotta rewind that part. Turn this part up all the way. Turn this part up. Turn this part up.
Incredible. It looked potentially authentic.
It looked authentic. But you know, who gives a shit, right? He produces it. He gets it out there. Money, 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 and money, and money, 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 and money keeps flowing in. Money, 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 money. And if somebody comes out and say, all along that was fake, it was me with a dummy. Guess what? You already made the money. You don't have to give it back. All the suckers who bought the VHS, it's on you. Now, we never bought it on VHS. I think we rented it. We rented it at a video store. What's this? Once again, it was on Sci-Fi and hosted by a Star Trek geek. Am I the only one who knew it was a show? It's so, all right. We're at the end of the show. Let's check out our votes. All right. Out of 52 votes, 56% says they do believe that dead aliens exist. Well, first of all, if you believe in aliens, it doesn't have to be an alien on Earth, right? Aliens got to die too, just like us, you would think. Now, 25% says no, and 19% says maybe. So, majority of you believe that aliens have died. Now, right before we go, do any of you wonderful people in the chat, do you believe right now that there is a dead alien that's being controlled by the government and they have it hidden in whatever warehouse, in a medical place? Do you believe that, doesn't matter what government, the Russian government, our government, or any governments have a dead alien warehouse, Area 51, I don't know, Area 69, I don't know. But do you believe, do they put yes if you believe that our government is holding a dead alien? 100%. We just ain't going to see it. Of course not. If that's probably one of the reasons why Arrow is not allowed to have access to all the classified information, right? Anybody else? Danny wrote, yes, it's true. They crashed in Roswell in 47. So yes, they have bodies. And I'm going to tell you something. I believe that there has been a UFO crash and there have been bodies cover up. I also believe, and this is my belief, that there's been alien, government has also taken dead aliens from the Mary Island incident, which happened before Roswell. Before Roswell, I believe that an alien was taken from that too. My belief. I think the bomber that crashed, that supposedly have the certain item on that plane, I'm just telling you my belief. I don't believe it was an item. I believe it was an alien. I believe that the Roswell crash, that the UFOs were part of that 6 UFO sighting on Mary Island. That's my belief. I believe that Roswell ships were part of those ships on Mary Island. That's just my belief. I believe Roswell and Mary Island incident are so close related that it makes you cry. I believe more in the Mary Island versus Roswell because of everything that's happened, the Men in Black, the plane crash somehow, and all that. I believe there was a alien body on that plane. I do believe. I don't know about aliens, but I am pretty sure they have Bigfoot bodies. Oh, definitely. Oh, we're all Bigfoot ready without a doubt. They have Bigfoot bodies. Oh God, yes. Oh, they're taking DNA from it. They're trying to learn how to splice that into a human to make the perfect soldier. I really believe that. Yes, Duke, they found some dead things on Mount St. Helens after the volcano. Some say dead Bigfoot. Yeah. Dude, who knows what they're covering up? But people still look for the government for answers. But beyond that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. I put this together at the last minute again. The regular show was Tom Reeves was going to be my guest about the Berkshire incident. That's been postponed to next Monday. So hopefully, I hope you guys enjoyed this today. I have a lot of fun. I appreciate every single one of you. The best way for you guys to help me out is tell people about the channel. Share out the video. Say, hey, come to my channel, and let them know that every single people that come in this community that's in the chats are wonderful people. Let them know that you'll have a great time. And if you're a skeptic, come here. Come to the channel. just be respectful to everybody else. Don't be a jackass. That's all I ask. Just be nice to one another. Just be cool. So tomorrow's show, and I'm actually going to ask Danny Staton if he wants to come on tomorrow. Tuesday is Cryptid Tuesday, and I thought, I'm gonna talk about some cryptids of the ocean, the Loch Ness versus the Kraken. One's not better than the other, but we're gonna talk about the Kraken and Loch Ness monster. And if Danny says cool, so Danny will be on the show tomorrow. I'd like to hear Danny's input on the Loch Ness monster and the Kraken. And again, I know you heard the Loch Ness monster story a lot, but the stories about the Kraken and Loch Ness, tomorrow's show is about basically learning from you. Was one of these stories the story that made you want to look into the cryptids? Made you wonder? Doesn't matter what you think of it now, but was the story, did it get you into the cryptids? Or what is out there in the ocean that we don't know? Even though we talk about Loch Ness and cryptids, there's all around the world, there's different creatures of the sea that could be a Kraken or a Loch Ness, but other countries just have different names. So beyond that, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's show, and I appreciate you guys being here. And again, I appreciate you guys knowing that I just put this whole thing together at 6 a.m. in the morning when I found out that my guest ain't coming on, and I still wanted to do a show. So what's better than doing a show than talking about dead aliens? One thing you count on Mexico, my friends in Mexico, that if you got a dead alien in your basement, backyard, crawl space, wherever, that if you take your dead alien to Mexico, they're going to show it. That was not the first time. Remember, that was not the first time. It was the picture of the dead alien they said it was out of Roswell that Mexico showed. So Mexico has done it twice. Beyond that, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow on the Paranormal.